friendship is magic. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today we're playing some garbage with Zenos yae Galvus, who's here to make some friends, then kill his friend so he can turn into a giant dragon. Zanos is one of the bosses of Final Fantasy XIV, yes, the critically acclaimed, award-winning MMO, and in Magic the Gathering, he wipes things out, giving -2/-2 to every creature, yours and your opponent's, except for the one that he has chosen to be his first friend, his rival. And if that rival dies, then Shinryu rises. He turns into an 8/8 flyer that gives you the game-winning ultimate ability. When your opponent loses the game, you win the game. This is a deck that is doing its best to kill your opponent's creature that you've chosen as your rival. And because many of the decks this will match into don't actually have creatures, we have to give our opponents creatures using cards like Slaughter Specialist, so our opponent has a 1/1 that we can kill. Yes, Zenos is a bad commander, and he's kind of nonsense in Brawl, but we are going to try our best to turn Zenos into a dragon and maybe even kill our opponents, because I mean, what more is there to do when you're playing silly card games than try to make a thing happen? So let's take Zenos into the queue and start making some friends. Quandrix, the proof, going to cascade on cast. I think that the Karsi Revenant and Sephiroth, I don't really need these against them since they're probably not playing too many creatures. I'll drop the Karsi Revenant and then we can go for Sephiroth. Ugh, Tamio. Yeah, it looks like they are doing Simic things. Not my favorite. But you know, maybe Tamio can be our best friend. She'll probably already have flipped by then, though. They explore, getting more lands, drawing their second card for the turn. They didn't flip her yet. Here's Sephiroth. Sephiroth's in this deck because somebody's gotta be buddies when it comes to killing all the creatures in play. Island cycling. Get themselves another land. Yeah, it's the Sim Ick. Ugh, I hate this card. If it wasn't a +2 on a 1-mana Planeswalker that reduced damage from all the sources, sure, maybe. But it, you know, it is. I'll swing in with Sephiroth. I'll check out their hands. They'll put it back into my hands. I was expecting it to be countered, but that works too. They draw, and then draw again, maybe, to flip the Tammy over. And she's plussin'. Once again, casting Grief. And they are bouncing Sephiroth back into my hand. Alright, we've got bounces, discounts, card draw, and ramp. I'm going to hit the Brawl's Expertise. I'm going to hit Discover the Formula. My cabbages! Yeah, you can bring those back off, Tamio. Trust me, I'm very familiar with this menace. My problem here is that Zenos has nobody to be friends with, which is sad. Give the man some creatures to be buddies with. And they're far-seeking, so next turn probably casting Quandrix or bringing something back from their graveyard. I will lead with Grief, attacking Tamio. It only hits for 2 because Tamio's a mistake. Sephiroth is going to get rid of my grief. We would never feel sadness here. Oh, look at that. Another way to look at their hand. Let's take a peek-see-poo. I'll hit that preordain, but they have a temporal manipulation, which they could actually loop with Tamiyo. Playing this, bringing it back, and casting it again. Let's see what Quandrix cascades into. It's Hydroponics Architect. What are we doing? We plussin'? We fussin' and plussin'? I have no way to get that out of their hand here. But I think we could be full-on friendship. Or I could kill Quandrix so they don't get as much out of the extra turn. It's hard because, like, yeah, it kills the Hydroponics Architect. That doesn't actually do much for me. So instead, Ravenous Chupacabra. I know, it's not as fun. Hitting Quandrix, the proof. They finally gave us somebody to be friends with. Hurrah! Swing at Tamiyo. Eat the dog. There we go. Getting this is actually very big because it means I might be able to stop them from looping. So before the damage is even dealt, I'm actually just killing Tamiyo. I wanted to kill my best friend. But no! You had to play a one-mana planeswalker. Quandrix once again cascades, getting Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, there was a Lotus Cobra. Once upon a time, a dragon was best friends with a guy named Zenos yae Galvus. And oh, what friends they were! They did everything together. They took extra turns. They played snakes. And yeah, it was great. Hanging out with their best buds, Sephiroth and a vampire, as they went out on grand adventures until the preacher, their vampire friend, well, he ran into some crime trouble, and they had to put him into witness protection. If you don't do that, who knows? Somebody bad might find him. They might take him up into the north, into the cold, frozen wastes, and leave him there to die. But you know, it's hard to kill the undead. They've been alive a long time, and maybe this is just the way that they want to live their unlive their life. So Quandrix and Zanos hung out together, hopeful that one day, Zanos would be a dragon too. I'm swinging in with these baddies. Hey, what the heck? I was using that to discount and maybe exile things and gain some life. All right, I'll get a swamp. I'll sacrifice my legitimate business vampire. Oh, Baleful Mastery. Good enough. The problem with killing Quandrix is that they cast it again. However, because Quandrix took a long vacation, Zenos yae Galvus, mourning his best friend, turned into Shinryu, Transcendent Rival! I'm the dragon now! Yeah! Dragon! You're a dragon, I'm a dragon. We're all dragons here, Quandrix. Except for Sephiroth. He's not a dragon. Eureka! They figured it out! They figured out that I'm a dragon! They cascade into a 1-drop or a 2-drop. Oh, man! Thought we were friends. I also run Pick Your Poison in my Quandrix deck. It's really good. Well, they have a fetch land and they're at 4 life, so at least that's happening. Ooh, the ash-slinging slasher. Swinging in with Sephiroth. Hitting the Murderous Rider. This is just me trying to, like, ping them down a little more. Hoping to draw something that's a little more killy. Didn't, that's fine. Barger Trawler will take out that extra turn from their graveyard so they can't recur it. And either of these creatures hitting them will be lethal. That's a lot of cards in exile. They pondered. Are you running 2 rhinos? Oh, they're not. Either that or it got milled. I don't think it did, though. Their boggarts trolled. They're saying good game? Is that it? Zenos, you took down your bestie. GG. Mythweaver Poq. Going to be a lot of ramp on their side of the battlefield, but no worries, guys. I can cut things down and give them creatures so I can kill the creatures. This is a card in the deck, like many of the cards, that is in here to give our opponents creatures so we can deal with the various opponents that genuinely have nothing for us to get rid of. I will use the cut down on the Springheart Nantuko, though, just because that's going to get out of hand before I even get to Zanos. But don't worry, I'm going to give you another creature. It's another 1/1. You love 1/1s. So many lands. Yeah, Poq doubles your lands. I would say that before Raphaelos came along, he was definitely like a big bad. Now he's just kind of bad. He's still a very strong commander. It's just one of those things where, like, compared to something that comes down on turn 2 or turn 4, something that comes down on, like, turn... Well, I shouldn't say turn 4, because it's usually, like, turn 3. Something like Poq is just a little tamer and less explosive. Eating up a bog. Watching them draw cards. Here comes Poq. Because they have priority, they're going to be able to get themselves the land. And even if I kill Poq in response to them cracking one of these, they'll crack the other. That's just how he goes. Do I feel like making friends? I do. Poq, would you like to be friends with me? Would you like to hold hands and skip through the fields and pick flowers? It'd be really nice. Just you and me and me and you and Sephiroth and a serial killer. Still friends. We're all just friends here. Since they have card advantage and more mana than anybody should ever need, let's see what nastiness they play here. The fact that they're leading with the card draw tells me they gotta find the thing. Okay, prime time. They already fetched a land this turn, or they would be able to double the cards that they get off this, and they would be an untapped double. You love buff Catmen. So they went for the legendary things here, and they are turning Sephiroth into an elk. Huh. I don't see that every day. One, two, Nykthos. Sephiroth. Emperor of Bones. If you are wondering, Amy, why are you not killing the guy here? Why are you not flipping this? It's because I think I have something cooler I can do. Yeah. Mr. Bones' Wild Ride. That seems fun. So Emperor Bones is just a great impactful 2-drop. I can kill the Primeval Titan, exile it, I put on full control just in case, and before we declare attackers, I can get a Primeval Titan. Awesome. Yeah, of course I want 2 lands. I don't have that many lands doing things. I guess I'll go for Hive Castle. And then swing in with everyone. 2 more lands. Yes, please and thank you. Bajuka Cabal Stronghold. Cool. They go down to 4. I'll scooch the boots back onto Zanos. And they're losing 3 life from the One Ring, and they have a fetch land. Could they kill me here? Absolutely. They could, like, scape shift this and double all of this and kill me. Or they could gain life. Fine. Disciple lets them sacrifice Poq and gain 13 life and draw 13 cards. You don't need that many cards. What are you doing? Stop that. Oh, wait. My best friend died! Nailed it. Ah, nice. Check it out, guys. My bestie died. Friendship. After all, what are friends for? Oh, God. It's the best ship. Yay, friendship! Hashtag grieving, hashtag mourning period. Oh, and if you guys are wondering, how did they get Disciple out? They actually played Garden of Freyalise, which makes a copy of the front side of the card, Disciple, off of Poq. It's a weird double-sided card thing. Oh, gosh. Last March of the Ents is going to draw 19 more cards. That's a few. And then each creature they put in will draw them more cards off the Great Henge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine, guys. Okay, so they do have a Craterhoof Behemoth. And they will have 2 creatures able to attack. Because they can Earthbend that untapped land. Okay, well, I don't know why they didn't. They Earthbent a tapped land. I don't know how many creatures they have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17? So 6 plus 17? Damage? 18. 18 damage. They only have 14 cards left in their deck. Okay, so I'm not dead to this. I would have been dead if they had Earthbent onto the Windswept Heath. So maybe they got a pair of boots in their frickin' 8 bajillion cards. Wait, why is this back? Oh, wait! +3, +3! Ha! Nice. Oko, the Ringleader. Gonna round him up and make some copies. He can actually turn into another permanent you control. And that does allow him to do some pretty weird things. But with his -5, if you, say, have Oko able to enter with 6 loyalty by doubling what he has when he comes in, I could see Oko going and doing some crazy loops. Okay, so you are just purely... Just a pile of haterade, huh? Okay, well, I thought you were gonna, like, play cool creatures and make copies. No, you just want to control the game long enough that you can Oko someone to death, making elks. Great. Simic control! Yeah, no, I'm gonna lead with the Overlord. Can't turn that into a toy. Oh, Crocodile! I love the perfect crocodile. Here's Oko! Oko can make an elk to protect himself. Or draw 2 and discard 2, because they have not committed a crime. Shame, I'm gonna commit a crime. It's called, get out of here, Oko. I don't want to think about you. But wait. Pact of negation. No, wait. Force of negation. Force of will. All right. It was one of those. Curse you, Oko the Ringleader. So here's the problem with this deck and how they are playing it. Brother, I need creatures to make into my friend. Great. Dreamtide Whale to proliferate Oko so that I can get him to ult faster. Neat.
Would you like to see a magic trick?
You could make a whale. Yeah, I've seen some Okos that essentially just go infinite, making copies of things that, like, immediately can be used for mana to recast Oko, making copies of things. Sure, 2 whales! And Oko again. They have no creatures in hand. Or, no cards in hand, so Turok doesn't do anything. I need a land, so... I guess I'll just cycle and play Douthie? Yeah. Cycle. Douthie. This will proliferate if I cast another spell, so we don't. And their whale vanishes. Well, well, well. What do we have here? No, all's whale is not what ends whale. The whale died. Whale, whale. Nick, I love and appreciate you. Oko has drawn cards and discarded cards. I plan to attack you with my unblockable Void Walker. Okay, so they put Children into witness protection, which allows Oko to become a whale. Which are words you can say in Magic the Gathering. I love words you can say in Magic the Gathering. I'm going to use Sephiroth to eat my legitimate business Shuldred. Business, business, business. Look at me. I'm doing a business. I'm not going to play another spell because I don't want them to have whales. Sephiroth loved that the whale died. Sephiroth, no. Their populations may have stabilized, but they're still protected as a species. Krang, mastermind. Krang might be my best friend. He's gonna play a ton of artifacts, and those artifacts will let him come down for cheap, be huge, and then draw a fresh, hot hand of cards. They're saying hi. Here, let me say hi. Hey, I love playing my Krang deck. Patchwork automaton. They station their land. I could be best friends with a patchwork automaton. What do you think? Mind stone. I mind. Got more artifacts to play? A cargo ship? Okay. Or ramp. If you're wondering why am I not dark ritualing into Zanos, it is because I would like something better to do once he's in play, and I wouldn't be able to curve into the Speed Brood Stalker to then take out his best friend and transform him. Ever-flowing well. Cool. Some card draw. A bigger patchwork. A milled surgical metamorph and an island. A witch's oven. A cool way to sacrifice Krang. To, like, just play him again. Free frog. A bauble. Time for Krang. Time for Krang. We got another freebie. Mox Opal. I love it, just like keeps going. Like, yep. That's Krang. Aww. You're making more mana. I wanted to yeet yourself into the Karsi Revenant. That's alright, we'll just have to, like, become besties first. Give Ward 2. Alright. Zenos yae Galvus. Best friends with a... Krang. Since they probably want Krang to die anyway, so they can draw more cards, we can transform Zenos! Yeah, putting him in the witch's oven is like a standard thing to do. You have so much mana. Aether Spell Bomb. Oh no! You can bounce my blockers! Oh, they're just drawing cards. Don't worry about it. Is somebody going to start reading with the Tome of Gadwick? They're looking at him. Don't worry about it. He just wants to turn into a dragon. By losing his best friend. Through my own actions of violence. Mm-hmm. That's a Krang. Oh, they burn the rest of that mana. They swing in with Krang. Oh, Karsi Revenant. Let him face his demise. So I don't get to gain life. I think they're going to sacrifice him to the Witch's Oven. Maybe? Alright, cool. Karsi Revenant will go to my graveyard. Nykthos will do a little bit less, but I'll be able to use this to enchant... Shinryu, Transcendent Rival! Our rivalry shall span eons! You were chosen to face me, Krang! They're thinking. They're pondering. Mirror Enforcer. It's just a Mirror Enforcer. Nothing bigger than that. You have Ward 1, right? Okay. I will pay 1. Pay 2. And try to kill this automaton. They could sacrifice it to get 2 more artifacts. That's more mana from Uthros. In all their drama, apparently, what Zanos would have said was, and hungry still for our reunion, I rode the light of the stars to you. Does he say that? Oh my god, he's so pathetic. We need him in his juicy sweats. They're piecing it together, solving this grand mystery. You think he's pathetic, but glorious? Fair. Uh-oh. No. Don't become Shinryu. I had to kill my best friend for that. I mean, I'll kill me. He's very fanfiction, villainous, speech-coded. Good. One, two, three. Yep. I'm gonna use Field of Ruin to destroy Uthros because it's just too much mana. It is an unreasonable amount of mana. Because they have all that mana up, instead of using Speed Rune and then attacking, I'm gonna pass to try to burn their mana. It's too much mana. It makes me uncomfortable. Combat! No combat, Speed Brood Stalker. Boop. Cool. The myriad pools have transformed. They can now turn this into one of the cards that they cast. Right? Or is it copy it? Ah, yeah, it turns a permanent into a thing. Funky. That way they gave Krang pseudo haste. You feel like a lot of people think that they're going for fake outs in Speed Brood Stalker. I'm an honest guy. I say I'm gonna kill a thing, I kill a thing. Krang with Shadow Spear. Gonna draw them some cards. Nah, I'm good. I'll find removal for Krang. I already became a dragon. I've done what I needed to do, which is become a dragon. All right. Brief. Kitten. Relic. Kitten. I feel like I can harness the Terminus. But I don't have creatures in the graveyard right now. So I'll Celestus. And see what time holds for us. I feel like he should always have Death Touch and Lifelink. I don't think I'm crazy in thinking that either. His front side feels like it should have a stat. And it doesn't. I'm also running Shadow Spear in this deck so I can gain the life back that I pay. So they can lock down one of my creatures. Cryogen Relic can make sure that this doesn't untap. do. 13 beautiful damage. I take it. That Ornithopter's going crazy. It just keeps turning into things. Oh, speed up. They can now turn this into a construct. Actually, it's not a May. It just turns into a construct. Ooh, repurposing bay. Hey, repurposing bay. You're not gonna turn that Ornithopter into anything, are ya? Oh, good, they don't have the mana. They can use this to get, a lot of really scary stuff. It's fine. It's just like Portal to Phyrexia and similar cards. It's a purposeless bay? It's a very purposeful bay. It's just bay. They think monitor, monitoring those thoughts. Hi, Krang, again. Ornithopter who is Krang. How you doing, man? A creature has died! I can make them discard at random. No, don't Cyclonic Rift! My cool stuff. And now I die. It's the same Quandrix we played before. Our best friend, Quandrix. Hi, Quandrix. Again. Are you ready for the power of friendship? Again. So we actually have a really funny card in this hand, a Dowsing Dagger. It gives our opponent's creatures in case they don't have any in their deck. It's not good, it's just here. In case my opponent doesn't have any friends for me to, like, make friends with, we make friends with our dinner, which is a plant. Spectacle of Destruction. Dowsing Dagger. Yeah, Friendship 2, the sequel to Friendship. And because I have a Snuff Out and a Cavern of Souls, I think this next turn, I can play Zanos and transform him. And he ain't getting washed away. All right, we will name Human. I will play Zanos. My friend, my rival, my salad, plant. You know, we go way back, me and Plant. No, don't tell me that creature's a plant. That's a creature. Here comes Quandrix cascading into Rapid Hybridization. Ah, man. I could have transformed him. It would not have helped. Well, at least we're a wreck. Do I feel like snuffing out Quandrix here? I do. I'm gonna throw the Dowsing Dagger onto the Flizzard and swing in. That was you, Zanos. That was you. Set up some silly card draw. Play a land. Get a land. 4, 7. Consulting the star charts. They're off by 1 for playing Quandrix again. Yeah, if I get this to flip over, it is 3 more mana, which is pretty sweet. They have access to a lot of different spells off 3. I'd say the nastiest spell that they could play here that I like most wouldn't want to see is Archmage's Charm stealing my Flizzard. Or something along those lines. Oh, they're just getting more mana. That's fine. There's nobody to be friends with anymore. Okay. First you give me a lizard and you say, no, you can't have a lizard. Why not? Why can't I have a lizard? I deserve to have a lizard. Did I get rematched? Yeah, there's something up with the matchmaking where you get a lot of rematches. If you're wondering why not boot up a demon, next turn. It's instant speed. Or, it's not instant speed. It's like, I can do whenever. But, yeah. Take it. Hi, Scraps. Should I be best friends with Quandrix? I mean... if there's nobody else to be friends with, I'll be friends with Quandrix, I guess. I've already been friends with Quandrix. Oh, how does this work? I choose 2 to put into the graveyard. Library of Alexandria and Urza's Cave go in your graveyard. Pile-making cards are so strange, because some of them are the things you choose go into hand, and some aren't. Oh, nice. A Gary. I don't know if that's what I want to do. I think I'd rather stab Quandrix. So here's my friend, the Stabadile. I love the Stabadile. What does it do? Stabs people. Oh, here. We'll give you boots. And you a dagger. And Quandrix gets stabbed again! More death! More destruction! They will be able to play Quandrix again because of Castle Garenbrig. Also, just the fact they hit a ramp spell off of casting Quandrix. Oh, hi, Nissa. Is it time for more Quandrix? Quandrix, the proof! With a force of vigor. No! Ah, my card advantage. I say with the 1 ring on the battlefield. I don't have enough to play both. Okay. We gotta scooch these booties. You know how it is. Next turn, I think I will. Alright, it's Morbin time. I will exile their graveyard. And I'll give Morb the boots. Quandrix coming down and hitting. Ponder! Just a little bit of card draw. If they hit a land, they can play the Tireless Provisioner. And I want them to play it. Because it looks like it would make a great friend or victim for Zanos. How much mana do I have now? 7, 8, 9, 10? Alright, cool. Everybody has 1 toughness. Does it land? It does not. Honest work. My Boggart Trawler? Now 1/1. Taps for mana. Fine. So rude. Just wanted to be friends, okay? Like Carsey Revenant and Gary. We have pretty hefty devotion here. And now I'll swing in with the Carsey Revenant. Because it's got lifelink and death touch. Yeah, it's not much. Just an honest, humble merchant. They discovered the formula cascading into witness protection. Morbius is in witness protection. Yeah, you know, he's done a lot of crimes. I guess he, like, cut a deal with the government. Like, he'd rat out and tell them where all the victims were. Pick your poison. Taking out my bird. I can use this to turn something else into a bird, so Zanos can become a flyer in his dreams. Yes, girl, testify. They're gotta root out those 1-mana spells. You still have a few left? Okay, Hydroponics Expert. Sorry, Architect. Another victim. My cat is just like sitting in the hallway listening to me talk. Like, what the hell is she on about? Don't worry about it, honey. Yum, yum, yum. Eat the food. Swinging for 6. Zenos yae Galvus. And his best friend, Nissa. They wash away into nothing. I think they have no 0 cost things. They're not running rhinos. Oh yeah. Yeah, the cost reduction. Nissa, my best friend. You have died, so I could live. Now, I want to point out that they do have lethal here. But I did the thing I wanted to do. They got to win the last time. Let's see it happen. If you're like, oh, wait, where's the lethal? The lethal is the 1 ring. If I wanted to keep this back, like, unless they got Cyclonic Rift, it was very safe as a blocker. They might not even see this. Let's find out. considering that they're not just taking it, I don't think they see it. No, wait, maybe they got there. Ah, I wanted to put in a stop. See if I could find something cute. Did I have fun? Yeah, I had fun. Azula, Cunning, Usurper is going to be doing crime. Well, so are we. We're going to be giving them creatures and then murdering those creatures. Azula is a exiling creature, taking one of your non-token critters and taking a card out of your graveyard so they can cast it for themselves. It looks like they wanted to ramp, and ramp they have. They have a turn 0 gemstone caverns. I'll play my tapped Bajuka Bog. Is that my cat? Yes, it is. She's being so cute. She comes up here. They're seizing my thoughts. I could see going for the Douthie Voidwalker or the Unholy Annex here. Ramp, hitting that is like fine because it slows down Zanos, but I really don't think Zanos is going to do anything against them. I'll play the Douthie Voidwalker. And in response, they fetch. In Undercity Sewers, they get to surveil, and they are keeping the card, I think, on top. Yep, they're keeping it on top. Douthie Voidwalker also lets me steal. That's why it's in the deck, even though it dies to Zanos. Okay, Acquisitions Expert. Since you have a creature, I don't really need to give you anything off Slaughter Specialist. They'd be, unless they Dark Ritual, they're not playing Azula. I may want to hold this back, so I can sacrifice it in response for like no targets. Okay, Experts got boots. They did not get a 4th land though. I also didn't get a 4th land. So here's Shuldred. Just keep swinging. Shuldred, drain them. Shuldred, win me the game. Samut, Vizier of Noctamun, has haste, and if a creature deals damage on the turn it enters, they'll be drawing a card. I have something that rewards me for killing their cards, and ways to kill their creatures. Hopefully, some of the creatures they play are small enough that Zanos will wipe them out. And if not, well, the cleanup crew is here to take them down. Hi, Samut. They gotta go fast. Monkey! Uh-oh. I don't actually have a way to kill that this turn. I could either set up the Spectacle or play this, hope for something. I'm gonna play the Spectacle. Ragavan, you will get to steal the top card of my library and make a treasure. And that card is a Swamp. Okay, so nothing too exciting for them, but they have 3 mana now. Actually kind of surprised to see them play Summit here because now she will not make... she won't draw a card. Like, it doesn't go. We've got 3 mana. Tersa Lightshatter. So I've got my choice of which things I want to kill here. I can kill Summit to stop them from drawing a card. I could kill Ragavan to stop them from stealing the top card of my deck. Or I could kill Tersa to stop them from drawing a card. I'm going to go for killing Tersa because I think she's just dealing the most damage. Top card of my deck. I was going to say there are some 1-drops. They hit Thoughtseize in this hand because of the type of deck they are. I think you hit Feed the Cycle. But I could also see hitting Overlord just because it's Overlord of Baelmerk. No, they went for Annex. Interesting. It's probably that 5/5 demon. All right, Hunted Bone Brute, which is A very serious card in this deck. Yeah, definitely a very serious card in this deck is not what I'm going to play here. Who knows? Maybe I'll play it later. Oh, we just had a very funny interaction happen. Hey, did you notice I milled a creature, but I didn't get it back? It's because Sephiroth is an avatar. No, not the last Airbender. But he is an avatar. Are you renowned? You're not renowned yet. I will forage and kill the Berserker. We'll grab 1, 2, 3. They'll still get the Ragavan and some mutton. You could dismember your own creature. Smut! How about we become friends? Buddies, pals, homeboys. Let's see how she feels about being besties with Zanos. We can go to the park together. We could hold hands. You could light me on fire with a dragon. Hey, come on. I was going to turn into a dragon. Okay, well, I'm not a dragon anymore. They get to draw because Glorybringer entered this turn. They still have a treasure and they're playing Elvish Mystic. I get a non-creature off Spectacle. I got Torak. I'll play Jet Medallion. And I think playing this is a good enough choice. Make them discard 2 of the 3 cards in their hand. I'll become a 4/3, able to block one of these creatures. I hit Scorching Shot, also could have killed Zanos, and Chandra, also could have killed Zanos. Ooh, the FOMO! Because their hand is empty, they just draw a card. Ooh, a little life gain would be pretty nice here. Considering that Glorybringer is going to bring the glory next turn. Probably just like Goyf or Zanos. I can't do both. I just don't quite have the mana. I think Goyf has to come out here. If you were wondering, why is Hunted Bone Brute in the deck if it is so bad? It is in this deck because some people don't play creatures. And we played a bunch of cards in our deck to give our opponent creatures. Oh, Pyrogoyf. Well, that makes this easier. GG Samut. Liliana of the Dark Realms gets you swamps and can use your swamps to kill. I've got some hand attack, a little bit of removal for the board, and I'm worried that they are going to be not playing many creatures for me to be friends with. At all. Nope, looks like they are not. That's a board wipe. That's a Dark Ritual. I'll hit that Dark Ritual first. And this is unfortunately one of those... I am playing against a mono-black control deck where my entire deck's plan cares about, you know, like, actually playing against creatures. Which unfortunately, like, I cut most of them out of the video. This deck doesn't. I would say that the matchmaking for this deck seems to think that Zanos is good. Zanos is not a good card. Zanos is a silly card that happens to be in mono black and synergizes with kill spells. So you play kill spells. Even that, still not that good. So it's very, very weird that the matchmaking, and by the way, they did just change matchmaking. That's part of why we tried to play Zanos as like, hey, maybe there's something interesting we could do here. No. The game just mistakenly thinks Zanos is good. Now, if you want to play what I will call Zanos but good, play Maha. Play Massacre Girl. Play something that's like an actual board wipe in the command zone and just like wreck and ruin. My opponent does not have enough swamps. to kill this with the corruption. Surprise Ulamog. I don't know what the Ulamog's doing here. Ulamog doesn't really work in a reanimation deck, so I guess it's just like a big ramp payoff. Since this Liliana can also make their swamps tap for 4. Ice cream. It might be anti-mill tech, yeah. It is holding priority at their upkeep because I have a Shouldered in play. And asking, would you like to use your consuming corruption to kill a critter? Hello, opponent? It can't. It's too small. It does 2 damage. There we go. They have drawn a card and lost 2 life. Yeah, I mean, clearly whoever was evaluating this as commander saw when the chosen player loses the game, you wins the game, and it was like, oh, that's so strong. It does literally nothing in 1v1. It is funny, though. And, like, as far as rule of funny goes, this commander might be one of the funniest. I think that for both people who like Final Fantasy XIV or just like people who have heard about this command, like this character, and are like, wait, what does he do? Why is his ability called My First Friend?
Volunteer.
It's because it's funny as heck. I ain't attacking you. I got a face to hit. Is that an honest to goodness Klondike bar? Yes. Just do.
Decided I'm going to win.
What would I do for a Klondike bar? I would go to the supermarket and I would pay $2.50 for a box of 6 of them. And I would say, you know, that's a pretty good price. Pretty good price. Fair deal. Yeah, good price. It's good ice cream for $2.50 for a box of 6 of them. It's really good with espresso. Yeah, unfortunately, the matchmaking, because it thinks that this is actually a good card, is going to match this into a lot of control decks, which means that Zanos just has no friends. No friends. Dude shows up, has no friends, dies. And that's so sad. This thing should match into, like, Jetmir. Let me match into Jetmir. Let me wipe the board. Would it still be good? It'd be better. Better's good. Draw a card. Draw a card and perish. Oh, they're scrying. They're seeking. They're looking for anything before they draw. You ain't gonna find anything. Oh, this is our the rich people ice cream? No. No. It's on sale. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Zanos is one of the worst performing creatures we've ever had in the command zone, and part of this is because the matchmaking, after it's been updated, I think 3 times in the last week, still doesn't understand that sometimes there are cards that are bad. And you still want to play them because they're silly, but they shouldn't match into certain decks. Now, if you like Zanos' idea of, like, wiping the board when he enters, don't play Zanos. Play Massacre Girl. If you like the idea of having a transforming commander, maybe you could play Kefka. There's a lot of different things happening in this deck that other cards do better and in a better way. But because this deck is kind of forced into running stupid things just to get itself to work, yeah, cards like Kane, Slaughter Specialist, Dowsing Dagger, just to have a chance at flipping the commander, because that's the real win con here, is to transform the commander, it's not going to work very well. Yeah, this is a deck that, like, it's a joke, but, like, sometimes jokes is funny. I think jokes is funny. I thought this deck was very funny. And hopefully you liked seeing the footage of it, because I'm just kind of yelling things at my opponent about friendship or telling fairy tale stories. If you want to find the deck list anyway for some weird reason, you can find it in the description of the video. Hi, Zanos. Yeah, thick thighs save lives, but mostly they just end the lives of the person playing this card. I think if you want to play a big nasty boy Final Fantasy XIV villain, just go for the Zodiark deck. It's better. It's still not like amazing, but it's better than Zenos's. There's a reason I didn't build him for the first 2 years after this set came out. It's because his ability, yeah, it's busted. So good. It's so amazing that when your opponent loses the game, you win the game. They just like had to make sure you knew the rules. That's why they put it on the card. Yeah. Just making sure you knew. Just making sure you knew. If you'd like to suggest a commander for me to brew, please leave a comment. In fact, just leave a comment anyway. It's good and helpful if you do. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.